In the ancient times, people got around by an ancient technique called walking. Hundreds of years later, the steam engine was created. Some American named Robert Fulton, probably living in a basement somewhere in France, thought of a design for a steamboat. The steamboat he designed was called the Clermont. It became the first full-size commercial steamboat in the United States. On August 9, 1807, this steamboat went up the Hudson River without any trouble, even with the current going against it. When people saw this, the demand for the steamboat rose quickly.
Over the next few years, steamboats started to become way more popular. They were being used for moving goods and people. They even started being used on the Atlantic. But shipping eventually led to conflict on the rights of waterways. Some guy named Aaron Ogden sued some other guy named Thomas Gibbons because Ogden said he owned New York waters that Gibbons was operating his steamboats on. Gibbons argued that his federal license allowed him to use New York waterways.
American railroads!
Broccoli.
While the steamboat was great, there was still no solution for travel on land. Great Britain had been using the steam train in the early 1800s, but they didn't become popular in the United States until around the 1830s, by a man named Peter Cooper. He raced it against a horse-pulled buggy and lost, but it was promising. People started building a lot more railroads in Europe, and by 1860, around 30,000 miles of railroad had been built in the United States. This caused railroad companies to be the most powerful business in the nation.
Changes in America!
Add me on Snapchat. The transportation revolution also increased the usage of new resources, not important prior to it. At first, wood was being used to fuel trains and steamboats, but then coal became more popular. It doubled the efficiency of energy and also started being used to heat people's homes. Coal also helped make steel, which the railroads, trains, and factories were made out of. Railroads helped the growth of other businesses as well. The logging businesses could transport wood to cities and towns. Wood could also be transported to make paper and newspaper companies. Deforestation, or cutting and removal of trees, took place on a very large scale. Railroads also made a lot of cities grow and become transportation hubs, such as Chicago.
That's all, folks.